This is Mr. Burley at the York Catholic District School Board. This is a Photopea tutorial. I believe it's tutorial 3. And in this video, what I'm going to do is show you how to remove the background from a very simple image. So we got an apple and it's on a white background. It's fairly easy to crop it out. We'll cover the more complicated ones next, but you will find the images for these tutorials in the directory that this is located. So if you go to my Google Classroom, into the Google Classroom, classwork, and changing the background, the images will be in here. So you can use them for this. I would recommend you follow this tutorial with these exact images to learn the skills and then do your own afterwards. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go File, New, and I'm just going to create that standard size. And then I'm going to change my background color to something more along this line. So I'm going to select the background selected. This is selected here. I'm going to grab my paint bucket, which is the gradient tool here, and I'm going to paint the color background like this. Then I'm going to do the easiest way to bring in an image. The image is actually on my desktop here. I'm just going to drag the image in and drop it like so. And then I'm going to resize it holding my shift key down so it doesn't get all smashed. I'm just going to resize it down to something that fits on the canvas a little better. Okay, so now I've got that done, and I'm going to use the magic wand tool. It's not really magic, but it's magical. It's in here, right here, magic wand tool, or you can press W 3 times, I believe, it brings it up, but there's your magic wand tool. Now with the magic wand tool selected, if I select anywhere in here, what it does is it selects contiguous. Contiguous here means that it means that they all join together or all touch one another, all the pixels that have that particular color in it that I just selected. Now, if I deselect it and select it here somewhere, it'll select all the colors here, but they don't necessarily have to be joined, or touching one another. Joined is another way to talk about it, I guess. You can see here there's a kind of a good thing that explains this right here. And so if I have it selected, the contiguous button selected, it'll only select the colors that are joined together or touching each other within that area. If I deselect it, it'll grab all the different colors that are like that or the same color as that pixel all over the canvas, which is what that did right now. So I'm going to deselect it. I'm going to select out here and select this. Now we're going to get closer to the selection. We're going to start selecting in areas that haven't been selected. You hold the shift key down and you can do this. You can add sections in. Keep the shift key down. If you lift up the shift key and accidentally click somewhere, you lose everything and you have to start all over again. That's a really frustrating part that I found. So click the first piece, shift key down, and then you can start selecting the things you want added in. Now, if you look here, you'll see this is looking pretty good here, but you can see down in through here, it's not added. So I'm gonna zoom in. If I hit the Alt key, hold the Alt key down, and then zoom in with my mouse button, and hold the shift key back down. If I forget to hold the shift key down, you'll lose the selection. So then you can add these things in. You can get a little tighter and you can come in. Okay, so it looks pretty good like that. Now, to move it around, to pan it around, grab this button here, and you can then move this around. Do not select anywhere though. I'm gonna hold the Alt key down. I'm gonna zoom out back to where I was. If you click anywhere with this guy here, you'll lose it, so your magic wand. So click the magic wand again. Then what I want to do is I'm going to leave it the way it is right now. I'm going to show you how to fine tune this in a second. So right now, if I was to delete, if I just hit the delete key, it would delete this background completely gone and just leave the apple. The problem with that is if down the road I want to make any changes and maybe I look at an area that wasn't done very well and I wanted to bring it back up and do it, I couldn't do that if I deleted it. It's too destructive of a way to do it. So rather than doing that, what we're going to do is we're going to select invert select. So you come over here to, where is it? Here. inverse the selection. So right now, if I went down here and I clicked on the raster tool, which we're going to do in a second, it would take out the apple. It would leave everything else, do the opposite of what we want. So what we do instead is we go select inverts the selection. And then with that selected right now, if I come down here and I select the raster tool, it takes the background. The background is gone. So now if I zoom in, deselect that. If I hold the Alt key down and zoom in a bit, you can see down in here, and I'm going to move it up so we can see better. You can see down in here, it's not that good of a job. You can still see some of that shadow. So now what we can do, with the background selected, the raster selected here like this, we can change this color to black, okay, and leave this color down here as white. Then what we do is if we take our brush tool, and I'm going to use a nice small brush so I can get in accurately, with black background selected, if I come in here, I can actually paint out like this and get right close and take all the shadow out right nicely up inside. So you can follow it through, get it nice and accurate like this. And now if you accidentally go in too far, all you do is you come back down here, take white and come back in, and you can fix it with the white. So if you didn't do a very good job, you could paint over it again with the white and then come back in one more time and double it out and then go back in and just do a much nicer job in so like this. Up in here, I want to get this shadows out of here like that. This one here is basically a shadow too. I think it's just the red, but it's not really. And I'm going to come up in here nicely. Again, I want to get rid of that black line because that's the shadow. And I'm going to get rid of this too in through here. So you can see how that works. You can do a really, really good job. Now all you do, come out here and you go view, fit to the area like so. And now we can take it and we can actually move it. So I can click on this apple icon here. So I'm back on the image, click on move, and then I can take and I can resize it. I can click, I'm actually on the background. So I can resize it holding the shift key down, because if you don't hold the shift key down, it'll get all smushed. And then maybe I'm going to rotate it. Sometimes it works great, sometimes it doesn't. There you go. I'm going to rotate it over, and I'm going to come down in here and I can stick it down in like so. Now, this is why you can leave the background intact like this, because say you come in and you thought, I can see a little bit of area in here. All you have to do is come back over here, select that, come back in here with your painting tools, and you can actually go in and get it. So you can actually go in here right now if I wanted to, and I could take Mr. Brush tool here, and I could actually edit it right there. Now, I don't want to do that, so I'm going to go Control-Alt-Z and erase everything. So that's the simplest way to save that, to create a file or cut your background out. The next one we're going to go through is a little bit more complicated. We're going to use much finer tools. So to save that now, obviously File, I would save this actually as a PSD file, right, on your local drive, and we'll use this going forward. Okay, thanks for watching.